The Joy Perspective, the podcast where I share life's challenges, things I've learned through years of personal development, and help others shift their perspective and find their joy. I'm Lauren Valdez, and together we'll dive into how changing the way we think can unlock possibilities, spark creativity, and transform the everyday. Let's dive in. Welcome to today's episode of The Joy Perspective. This is an episode that I'm calling You're Allowed to Struggle. Now, in this episode, you're going to hear some of my notes that I wrote at 12:52 a.m. as I cried myself to sleep one night. Yes, you heard that right. I cried myself to sleep one night. And in this night, there were a couple things that I went through that really led to me opening up my notepad, writing down some thoughts, writing down some lessons and some epiphanies I had. And I want to share those with you. I also want to share with you that I'm going to share a story of a situation that happened. Obviously, keeping the identity of this person secret in order to protect them. But also, I think it's a story that many of us can relate to, and many of us probably have done ourselves. So let's jump into that story. So in this story, let's call her Lisa. It's a short story. Lisa goes to work and she holds it together. She goes home and she holds it together. The next day, she starts off and she can't hold it together. She asks for the afternoon off and feels like a failure. Why couldn't she hold it together? Why couldn't she get through the workday? She continues to tell herself that she's letting people down and that she's a failure. Now, let me tell you a different story. Well, same story in another way. Lisa goes to work and she holds it together. She goes home and she holds it together. She goes to work the next day and she can't hold it together. She asks for the afternoon off and she lets her team know that she's going to need some support today. She understands that allowing her team to step up and champion with her will allow her to take care of what she needs to take care of and to even show up better the next day. Now, what's the difference in these two stories? Well, it's just what she told herself. In each of these stories, she either told herself that she's a failure or she told herself that she needs the support of others and that she'll show up better because she got the support of others. And neither of them are wrong. Well, except for the lie that she told herself. Neither of these are wrong. She asked for the time off. She took the time off. She did what she needed to do. But in the first story, she's telling herself she's a failure. She's telling herself, why can't I hold it together? And the reality is, you're allowed to struggle. You really are. In the second version of this story, she's telling herself that she's going to lean on the supports that she has. And because she does that, she's able to show up better the next day. And I'm here to tell you, that's exactly what happens. She takes the day off. She shows up better the next day. And it's amazing. But what story did she tell herself? Now, I want to share something with you. Why was I crying myself to sleep? And why did I stay up? And I'm going to tell you some of the notes that I wrote. And I started with, you don't have to have it all together all of the time. I cried myself to sleep last night. I feel the weight of work, kids, husband, goals, ambition, future, and so much more on me. And I sure as heck don't have it all together. And while I laid in bed, feeling like I was letting down everyone around me, I cried and cried. Not gonna lie, it wasn't like it was this 5-minute thing and then I was over it. But I took the time to feel my emotions. I took the time to let out the grief of having to balance all of these things. You know, I don't really like the word balance. I like the word harmony because you're trying to find harmony in all the things that you're trying to do. Work, family, ambitions, all of it. And then I had this little epiphany where I realized how strong and how courageous Lisa was in this story, in this situation, for her to reach out and say, hey, I'm going to need this time off. Now, I know from having conversations that she was beating herself up, but the act of still asking for that support is the huge courageous thing here. It's the great leadership quality that she has in being able to ask for help. I do wish that she wasn't beating herself up, and I wish that she saw herself the way that I see her. Strong, courageous, knowing she doesn't have to have it all together. None of us do. We do the best that we can do, and at times we have to rely on others. And I'm going to share with you some of the comments I wrote down. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you incapable. In fact, it empowers your team and those who support you to contribute, to share, and to step up. What Lisa did allowed her team to rally with her. It allowed others to step up and support. And I think one of the best leadership qualities is someone who's able to be real with their team, someone who is able to be humble and have humility. I've dealt with a lot of leaders in my different careers, my different roles, my different whatever. And one of the biggest things for me is honesty and humility. And being able to go to your team and say, hey, we have this situation or this problem or this obstacle we need to work through. I don't quite have a solution. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Because collaboration with others, we don't collaborate with others because we have all the answers. We collaborate with others to get their ideas, to have them use their strengths to contribute to it. I think that's what makes collaboration so powerful, is being humble and going, hey, I don't have all the solutions. What are your guys' ideas? And when you all come together and you have a space to share, it's a piece of each person's perspective that then makes the best solution. So if you're listening to this and you are a leader or a parent or a coworker even, please note that sometimes having that humility to go, hey, I don't have a solution for this. What do you think about that? Is courageous, is leadership, is modeling what more people really need to do. I've also dealt with some leaders who put up smoke and mirrors, who pretend to have all the answers rather than leaning on that collaboration piece. And what happens when you lean on that collaboration piece is you empower the people who are then going to be doing the work with you. Like your family, not just in a workplace, but look at your family. When you collaborate as a family and you go, hey, we need to get X, Y, and Z done. What do you guys think? How should we conquer this? And bringing your kids into those conversations, guess what? They're going to be doing some of these chores with you or these responsibilities with you. Now they're empowered and they're like, let's do this. But it takes humility to admit that. You don't have to have it all together. As a parent, as a boss, as a coworker, as a whatever, you don't. You're allowed to struggle and you're allowed to be honest. And I put on here that we often feel like we have to have it all together. And who fed us this lie? Who told us we have to have it all together? Debunk that. You don't have to have it all together. You may have it together one day, but you may not have it together the next day. And that's why we have supports. That's why we have people we can lean on and collaborate with. I also made a note about good leadership is a multitude of things. But when a leader can be honest, vulnerable, and empowering, magical things happen. People rally with you and people rally for you. When you give the smoke and mirrors, you lose respect and credibility with people. If she had put up this facade, if Lisa had not shared, hey, I need the afternoon to handle some things, she would have put up this facade of being okay, and what kind of quality of work would have come out of that? Instead, she had a team that rallied with her and for her, and was able to execute so much more. So in closing, I just want to say, don't lie to yourself. It's okay to cry yourself to sleep. It's okay to feel like you don't have it all together. Who does? No one. Be human, be real, and find the joy. Thank you for joining me today on The Joy Perspective. I hope this episode helped you shift your mindset and find a little bit more joy in your life. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss one. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Meet Lauren Valdez for more inspiration and updates. I'd love to hear your thoughts and connect with you. Until next time, keep shifting your perspective and finding your joy.